What's going on, people, and welcome back to another Premier League predictions for this game week 33, which starts tomorrow, midweek game week. Let's get into it. First up tomorrow then, 7:30, we've got Wolves versus Crystal Palace. I've gone with a 1-1 in this one. I feel like they will cancel each other out, but Hodgson's doing a fantastic job since he took over at Palace. Wolves, Lopetegui, similar. I think that they're both one of them teams on the rise at the moment, and I think that it could be a good game, but I'm going to go for 1-1. 7:45, Aston Villa versus Fulham. I'm going with a 2-0 home win to Aston Villa in this one. Recently just grabbing a draw in the dying moments of the Brentford game, and it was a pretty good game, to be honest, and I think Villa under Emery are hugely improved. And Fulham with Silva, he's done a fantastic job this year. Mitrovic has been out recently. They're probably missing him a bit. And I think it's going to be tough to go to Villa at the moment and get a result. But they definitely could, how they're playing. But I fancy Villa for it. 2-0. And then lastly, for tomorrow's game, then 8 o'clock kickoff, we've got Leeds versus Leicester. Leeds desperate for points and on a bit of a downward spiral at the moment. Can't defend to save their lives. And Leicester getting a result recently that I don't think many people would have expected. So I'm going for them to get 3 points in this one again. Away from home at Leeds. Not an easy place to go, but I think that they could do it. So I'm going to go 2-1 away to Leicester. Moving on to Wednesday's games. 7:30, we've got Nottingham Forest versus Brighton. Obviously, United just beaten Brighton yesterday in the FA Cup semi-final on penalties. But I'm a huge fan of Brighton and the football they play. Players they have. Forest, bit inconsistent. They were on a bit of a good run, but recently they're struggling and it's come to a bit of a halt. I'm going to go for 2-0 away win to Brighton in this one. 7:45, Chelsea versus Brentford. Chelsea need to win this. I don't think a draw is a good enough a result for them. I'm going to go with Brentford in this one. As I said, I think that they've got that chemistry, they've got that togetherness. Even away from home, they can get it done. And I think with Chelsea at the moment struggling, I do think Brentford will get the result. I'm going to go 2-0 away to Brentford. West Ham versus Liverpool. Also 7:45. I've gone with a 1-0 home win to West Ham in this one. Both teams on the up at the moment in recent weeks, getting results after both having horrendous seasons by their standards. But I'm going to go with a 1-0 narrow home win to West Ham in this. Probably Bowen. That's my prediction. 1-0 West Ham. Then last for Wednesday's games, we've got Manchester City versus Arsenal. The big game. A lot of people probably think this could be the decider of the title. And it could be, but I'm not going to say that necessarily because I still think both of these teams have to get through other teams until the end of the season. And this season's been mental and crazy with certain results. And I'm not necessarily convinced that these teams will go on to just grab 3 points every game until the end of the season. So it could be a title decider. I don't really care. I'm just looking forward to it. I've gone with City. I'd prefer Arsenal to win the league over City, to be honest. But I do think that with the games in hand and the goal difference and Haaland, I can't see City, and being at home, I can't see them dropping points in this, to be honest. 3-1 City, I'm going. Everton versus Newcastle on Thursday, 7:45. I've gone with a 2-0 away win to Newcastle. And can I just give them some love and props to Newcastle for yesterday's 6-1 drubbing of shitty Spurs? I mean, Tottenham are an absolute joke. I don't know how they're as high in the table as they are, because they're terrible. Nothing other than a Newcastle win. We were on it yesterday. They could have had more. I'm going with a 2-0 away win to Newcastle against Everton. 7:45, Southampton versus Bournemouth. I'm going with a home win in this to Southampton via 2-0. I like the look of that Alcaraz, and I think because they're more desperate than Bournemouth for the points, Bournemouth just losing their last game as well to West Ham, which I didn't see happening. I think Southampton will get something, and I'm going for them to get the 3 points, 2-0. And then lastly for this game week, guys, 8:15 on Thursday, we got Tottenham shitty Spurs against Manchester United. I'm going for an away win to us, 3-0. Even if they score Tottenham, I still think we'll win the game by at least 2 goals. I'm going 3-0, clean sheet, standard work against Tottenham, even at their place. 3-0 Manchester United. Let me know yours in the comments, guys, your predictions. I'll be back tomorrow with a new NBA top 10 vid. Keep subscribing. Appreciate the love. Catch you guys soon.